Hello, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Today is Monday, August 8th. Just going to put the disclaimers on the top left hand side, so please read them even if you need to pause the video to do so. Now I'm just going to show you a couple of places you can go if you need help and support. So you have my email address, which is down here, becky@tradewithufos.com. You'll also see there, yep, it's on the screen, tradewithufos.com/Becky, which is, of course, a link which will take you to, do I have it up? I should do. Oh, here it is. There you go. Which will take you to this page here. Now, from this page, there's lots of help and support, some of which are resources that are paid for, some of which are resources that are free. So I'll just show you where you can get stuff. You can book one-on-one coaching with me. That's, of course, a paid-for thing. We have apps, courses, and coaching. Again, depending on what you're using will depend on the cost of these things. Some of the apps we have are free. The courses and coaching are small payments there. We have our live trading schedule, which you can check, and different logins or different areas to log into depending on what you need. If you scroll down, you've got this section here, which is a place where you can keep in touch with or keep track of the trades that we are placing in our sessions. This is my link, so these are my trades that I'm placing in my sessions: stocks, forex, and cryptocurrencies. So you can check in on those. Now, if you scroll down a bit further, you've got more information, as I said, some of which in terms of our apps, some of which are free. And again, you've got different information in terms of monthly or yearly. If you scroll down, you've got more information about our own platform, top, Predictive Options Planner, TOP, top. And if you scroll down further, you've got a free question and answer section where you can learn from the answers that other people have had to their questions, or you can post a new question there yourself. So different places to go, lots of help, all from this page, which is tradewithufos.com/Becky. Okay, so let's now bring up the 3D market commentary. So we send an email every day, Monday to Friday, that has information on major world markets looking at three major elements, which are these three elements. That's why we call it a 3D market commentary or a 3D approach. Now, if you want to get this email, which is a free email, if you go to tradewithufos.com/newsflash, then you can sign up to get this for free. It will come to you every day, Monday to Friday, that the markets are open. And on each of these markets, we're looking at three elements. First one, market climate, which is essentially, where is that market likely to go? Is it likely to go up, down, or nowhere? How do we know that? We don't know that. Or how can we tell the probabilities of that? We use an app called AutoClimate, free app on most platforms you can use it on. And with these different colored dots here, tells us where the probabilities are. So we'll look at that per market. Then we look at buy and sell UFOs. UFOs in this case stands for unfilled orders, meaning where do we have buyers that are waiting to buy that could push price up? Where do we have sellers that are waiting to sell that could push price down? We want to know where they are. Again, we use an app to help us. It's called Auto UFOs. And this is where we see these little green UFOs with the prices on the right-hand side. That shows us where the buyers are. These little red UFOs with the prices on the right-hand side shows us where the sellers are. So we'll look at that per market to see where the buyers and sellers are on a daily time frame. We're looking at a daily time frame for each of our markets. The third thing we look at is market volatility, which is essentially how quickly is that market moving. So we'll look at each of these elements per market, starting with the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 is the top 500 US stocks, and again, we're looking at a daily time frame. So for the S&P 500, we have a thick blue dot. That means probability upwards. Now, we have buyers down here, as we see, between 37.13.5 to 36.39. We have sellers up here between 45.09 to 44.32.75. Overall, compared to normal movement, the buyers are quite far away, the sellers are quite far away. It's unlikely that either of them are going to really impact the markets anytime soon. So We only really have probability to the upside that we can gauge from the auto climate here with the S&P 500. Now, in terms of volatility, we would expect movement up or down in 1 year of 21.79%. So in a day, that is 57.08 points, either up or down. In a week, 125.67 points, either up or down. And in a month, 261.59 points, either up or down. So with this market, we've looked at market climate, buy and sell UFOs, and volatility. Same with this market as any other. Just because things are probable or statistically likely does not mean they definitely do. We still need to manage our risk just in case things behave unexpectedly. You may want to add extra layers to this as well to increase probability. Ultimately, nobody ever knows what's going to happen in the markets. All we can do is go based on what's more likely to happen and manage our risk in case we're wrong. Okay, so that's the S&P 500. Now let's look at the next market, which is crude oil. Now, before we look at crude oil, let me just explain here what we can see at the top about the different courses that we offer. So we offer courses in futures, stocks, forex, backtesting, trading plans, and psychology. So if you feel like you need help with any of those things, our courses are there to help. Now, most of our courses come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, Auto Climate, which is this app here, that's a free app on most platforms you can use it on. Auto UFOs, which is the app that shows us where the buyers and sellers are, that's a paid for monthly subscription, and it depends which platform you're using as to how much that costs. Now, most of the time, it is cheaper to get a course and get 3-month complimentary access to the apps than it would be to just use the apps by themselves. However, you can, if you'd like to, just subscribe to the apps by themselves. Go to tradewithufos.com/apps, and then you can just use those. You don't have to do a course. So it depends what works out better for you. Often cheaper to get a course and use the apps for 3 months than it would be to just use the apps for 3 months. But check out what works best for you and go from there. Okay, crude oil back here. We have a thick red dot that tells us probability downwards for oil. We have sellers up here between 96.57 to 92.59. We have buyers down here between 80.47 to 77.83. I would imagine we're slightly closer to the sellers. I would imagine they are more likely to have impact on the market soon. Probably not today, I would say. So again, probability to the downside coming from the auto climate that we see there. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 48.76%. In a day, that's 2.71 points. In a week, 5.97 points. And in a month, 12.42 points. Again, that's movement up or down. So that's crude oil. Now let's move on to gold. So let's load gold. Now again, you can see here about the coaching and support. So if you go to tradewithufos.com/coaching, you can check out our coaching programs. Now, we do a lot of coaching in terms of placing trades, explaining what we're doing, going through the methodology, showing you how to use the apps. We do all of that for free on YouTube. Those are recorded videos, also available on our different social media accounts as well. So you can follow us for free. You don't necessarily have to do the coaching. However, a lot of people find that getting access to coaching where they're paying a small monthly fee and they get access to live videos and extra resources is something that they're looking for. So if that's what you want to check out, you can go to tradewithufos.com/coaching. If not, you can go to our link tree, which I'll put up there on the screen now. Check out our different social media accounts and follow us for free on those, where again, you can follow our sessions that are recorded and different tips and things like that as well. Okay, so gold, thick blue dot, probability upwards. Now we're slightly overextended to the upside, meaning we've been going up for longer than we usually would be going up for. So bear that in mind. We lack a little bit of probability there, but still overall, probability up. We have buyers here between 1739.6 to 1678.4. they are closer to us than the sellers that are up here at 2003 to 1962.7. Now, overall, unlikely that we're going to hit either buyers or sellers. Again, probably too far away. So overall, probability up coming from the climate. Now, with volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 16.37%. In a day, that's 18.5 points. In a week, 40.73 points. And in a month, 84.8 points. So that is gold. Now, the next market is the US dollar. So let's load the US dollar and squish it here. So we see at the moment, we've seen recently, if I squish this a bit, we can see a bit more. We've had lots of thin dots. Those show us that the market doesn't know what it's doing. It's an unconfirmed climate, doesn't know. We've confirmed upwards, gone back to unknown, confirmed downwards, gone back to unknown, confirmed upwards, gone back to unknown. Today, we have a thick blue dot, probability upwards. But based on recent movement in this market, be aware that it's still probably a little bit unsure. So I would say wait for it to confirm itself for another day or so that we can see that it's actually got a bit of momentum to the upside. Now we have buyers beneath us at 105.44 to 104.405. Price came into them the other day, hit the buyers and moved up from there. That's what we expect buyers to do, is push price up. That's why we want to know where they are so that we have an idea of where price might turn from. Now we don't have any sellers above us on this time frame, meaning again overall probability to the upside, but bear in mind the recent indecision. Now when it comes to volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in 1 year of 9.87%. So in a day, 0.66 points. In a week, 1.46 points. And in a month, 3.03 points. That's the US dollar. Okay, last but not least is bakkt Bitcoin. So let's load this and squish it down. So with bakkt Bitcoin, we have a thick blue dot, probability upwards. We have buyers here between 20,832.5 to 18,922.5. They worked before, price came into them here, just hit the buyers there and moved off to the upside. That's why we want to know where they are. Now we have sellers within sellers up here. So I'll read you the wider range. They are between 31,732.5 to 29,432.5. So that's something we should be aware of. If price does get up here, that there's extra selling pressure there. For the time being, we've got room to move up there and overall probability upwards. Now, in terms of volatility in 1 year, we'd expect movement up or down of 82.74%. Now, for the rest of these are big numbers, so I'm going to round. We'd expect in a day up or down movement of around 1,200 points. In a week would be around 2,700 points. And in a month, it would be around 5,700 points. So that is each of our markets. For each of them, we've looked at market climate, buy and sell UFOs, and market volatility. Now, the last thing to look at is our weekly economic calendar to figure out if we have any scheduled news reports that may increase volatility with the markets that we trade. So, for example, today, it looks like in South Africa, and I think that might be Singapore, there are national days, which mean that the markets are likely to be either closed or very low on volatility, actually. Unlikely to see much movement at all in those countries or on those currencies. So be aware of that if you trade in those places. Otherwise, nothing else coming through until tomorrow. So Bojan will cover that tomorrow. So that is the end of our market commentary. Again, if you have any questions, you can go to tradewithufos.com/Becky. At the bottom, there you go. At the bottom, there's a question and answer section, which you can use to find the answer to the question you have if it's already there, or post a new question for free. You've got information about our platform, our apps, which are free, what are the costs of it. You can track the trades that I'm placing in my sessions, see how they're going, read the notes, see the snapshots, see what's happening there. You can book one-on-one coaching if you'd like. You can check out our apps, courses, and other coaching as well. Everything's here from this link, or of course you can email me, becky@tradictive.com. So today being Monday, I wish you guys a great start to your week, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.